Yeah.
All
right. I'll be on standby. I'm gonna mute my mic.
They can't hit a douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man. Wanna put out my flame. They try to douse my flame, no stopping us now. My spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now. But my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet with a roster full of monsters. Yes, they can try, yes they can. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now. But my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. They wanna douse my flame. If I pull it out, it's a profit. These scriptures keep flowing while teaching disciples. You can catch me in the gauntlets with a roster full of monsters. If I pull it out, it's a profit. This the sound of insurrection. Keep around in the weapon. Blowing loud, it's a session. Lighters up, shake met the goddess. Pour out effervescence, be the runner-up, the next contestant. Not hearing you haters, ain't no blocking my blessings. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now. But my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. Yes, they can try, yes they can. It'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man. Wanna put out my flame. They don't know nice is eternal. Now I got nice light infernos. They're trying to douse my flame. Yes, they can try, yes they can. It'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man. Wanna put out my flame. They try to douse my flame, no.
This is A1 exclusive.
Yes, we are in here.
This is A1 exclusive.
You feeling, Duane?
Good, I'm good, brother. I'm ready.
We got the preliminary today. King J just popped in. How you feeling today, King J?
Peace, I'm good, family. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
I'm feeling good. Feel like having a nasty conversation.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That's what the world needs, man. It's been prophesied that we was gonna come to this. Stone by stone, we're gonna come to this conscious level. Gnosticism, the conscious level, getting into the deep, going to the tough questions.
Most definitely.
Well, this is the Face Off, gentlemen. First, go ahead and give your shout outs. We'll start with you, Duane.
Yeah, shout outs.
People who don't know you and give your shout outs.
Most def. Shout outs to the fam. Rajiel, that's one of my longtime homies, always going to be a brother of mine to the depth. And he's actually a digital homie, you know what I'm saying? Met him off the internet when I was doing my music bit. Shout outs to him, you know what I'm saying? He's always been holding me down even though I went to Christ. You know what I'm saying? He knew me before I went to Christ. So you can imagine, that's a day one when he's still holding you down even after you went to Christ. Because trust me, when I went to Christ, I found out who my real friends were. I lost a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. Now, so that shout outs to A1 as well. For running panels, for letting the truth seekers come up on here, compare their wisdom and understanding, and to cancel out the lies and to preserve only the truth. for the sake of humanity itself. So, for the blood, the sweat, and the tears, for those out there that study, shout outs to y'all out there who out there trying to find truth for your people and to see your household do better. Nothing wrong with that. It's something I think the nation should do. And most importantly, also, shout outs to Wave, who's also just like you, running a panel for the truth. So anybody out there that's all about the truth, it's shout outs to them. And, and that'll be that.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to me, man. Let me go ahead and give myself a round of applause because I sure deserve one.
Most def.
Shout out to you as well. King J, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people who may not know you and go ahead and give your shout outs, brother.
Peace to the Titans debate team. Peace to A1. Peace to Duane. Peace to everybody else. It's King J. I'm an up and coming debater. I'm a history buff. I love history. I'm in the comedic field, Hebrew as well. I love linguistics. Just all around scholar. I'm here today to engage in the brother Duane in regards to Gnosticism. To see his viewpoint, maybe we can come up with a title for our up and coming debate, and just some information. He said he's talked about people who love truth, so I believe that I fall in that field. So I'm excited.
Okay, and what's your ideology? Are you an agnostic, atheist?
Agnostic.
Okay.
Agnostic. I'm still looking for some come to believe in. Yes.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. Tonight we have King J, the ultimate nonconformist, a self-proclaimed agnostic who thrives in the I don't know. He's here to tear down dogma and to champion the power of the independent mind. Across from him, or I should say underneath him, on the screen is Duane the Gnostic, aka Darkness, a seeker of hidden truths who believes the answers aren't just out there, they're within. All you have to do is reach, and that's for those who know where to look. So make sure if you're not hip to him now, you are. We're about to get into the face-off. This is where we lock in the date and the title to the debate. I'm going to step back and let you two gentlemen see what topics come up. Go ahead.
Peace. We definitely had a good conversation last build, and so I'm assuming that's what led to the conversation today. Am I correct? To the brother Duane. I'm here. I know his Wi-Fi probably acting up. He probably gonna jump right back on. He fell off. So we'll give the brother a moment to get himself together and jump back on the panel. There we go.
All right. My bad, y'all. My bad. Apologies. Fell out on that one. But I'm here. I'm good.
We figured that. So yeah, brother, I was just saying, so I'm assuming that the conversation that we had last time was in good spirit. So that's what led to another one today.
For sure. And it was. And I did not know you're agnostic, but it's good to know, your theology. Now I can see where you're coming from. It's good. Here's the thing. Before I went to Christ, you could say I was agnostic in a way. And I first went to Islam, and then I found out that Islam talks about Christ and the Abrahamic faith. I didn't know it at the time. But then when I found, Christ is mentioned in the Bible or in the Quran, it led me to, that's when I got into the Gnostics. And that's where I'm at right now.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense to how as we all, are on a journey of truth, to speak, and we all entertain different theologies and schools of thought during that process. A lot of us in our African American community, we started off as Christians and went to Islam, as well.
Yep.
His Hebrew Israelites. So we trying to find ourselves. I think everybody's just trying to find something that they can gravitate to.
Right. Yeah, see, I'm 40 years old. So when I was 18, when I was 16, 17, right? 9/11 happened. When 9/11 happened, I went down that political rabbit hole. I started learning about everything you have to know about conspiracies
Mhm.
when it comes to the Jesuits, when it comes to the Jews, when
Mhm.
it comes to the Romans, the empirical nations from Babylon to here,
Yes.
all this stuff, all the testimonies. I went down that rabbit hole. And at first I was very anti-government. At first I was very, they're devils, they're evil, look at what I saw the stuff they were doing. I saw how wicked it was. I saw how they were corrupting nations. I saw what they did to Nicaragua. I saw what
Mhm.
they did to Venezuela, even before what they're trying to do now. I mean, the
Right.
list goes. I mean, the stuff that we're doing now, we just gotten better at making ourselves look more
Clean.
righteous about it. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you learn all these wicked things, and that put me through this journey where
Mhm.
at first I was looking to destroy Christianity. I thought it was the devil itself because I was once 9/11 happened, and I knew that the Jews were involved in 9/11 right right as it happened. That's how deep the rabbit hole I was. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? As a 17, 18-year-old kid. That's how deep I was in. I was deep. I was so deep in it. I knew that the Jesuits were responsible for Abraham's assassination, and the
Mhm.
Jesuits are pretty much the Jews, but they're Christians that run through the Vatican.
Mhm.
So, with all that being said, I'm where I'm at, not based off of, oh, because my father was a Christian, or I think Christian's cool, or
Mhm.
I'm where I'm at because I'm chasing after the truth.
Mhm.
And by chasing after the truth, I I have my whole plan has been turned against me so many times. I thought, oh, I'm going to destroy the Bible. And then next thing you know, I find out the Bible, and when I went into the Gnostic text, I thought, oh, this is it. The Bible's done. It's saying the God of this world is evil. Adam detested the God, all these things. I was like, oh, it's over. It's done. I'm about to turn my family's household upside down. I'm about to flip everything. I was that guy,
Mhm.
I wanted to just give everybody the truth and set them free with all the deception.
Yeah.
But thing turns out that the Bible is completely lined up with the Gnostic text. They're one and the same. The only difference is the Bible speaks to you in parables and precepts.
All right.
The the
Well,
the the
let's stay right there
Yeah.
because I came prepared to have a long conversation with you. So,
All right.
um, and I definitely, researched on who you are, so I have
All right.
questions. Um, you mentioned the Bible aligning up with the Gnostic text, right?
Yes.
So, so you're a Gnostic Christian,
Yes. I'm a Christian Gnostic Christian for sure.
a Christian Gnostic. Uh,
Hmm.
okay. So
Yeah. Either way you can put it, Gnostic Christian,
uh,
Christian Gnostic.
we're going to get into a conversation later about why you believe the those books weren't included in the biblical canon,
Yeah.
right? We'll talk about that a little bit later, right? But
Okay.
are you familiar with Nag Hammadi?
Yes.
Nag Hammadi, 1945. It's discovered in a jar.
Right.
Actually, I just researching that. Was it Jabal al Tarif, right?
Yep.
That's where we're located in Egypt.
Yes.
I was not aware of that.
No. They were found,
These-
and here they were found
these-
in earthenware jars.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that
The
these were.
earthenware jars, they literally stopped using the empirical nations. All nations globally stopped using earthenware jars once the techno from the third century up, even before like Constantine went into play.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that's letting you know that if those were stuck in earthenware jars the way they were, and they were
Right,
tatted on papyrus the way they were,
right.
they were definitely very old.
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely.
So is so. I mean, I'm gonna be have the argument that these are ancient Egyptian texts. They're in Egypt, like so. What
Okay.
so would you say that Christianity has its roots based off these Gnostic texts?
Um. Well, Christianity, it's the thing and that's the sad reality that we live in today is how words can be
Weaponized.
manipulated, weaponized, just that could be deceptive. And what I mean by that is when we say Christian or Christianity, one person can be thinking the Christianity that, that now dominates the world and all the blood that came with it, or the Christianity that Christ spoke, which is not dominating the world and with all the blood that came with it. That is not Christianity. That is people claiming Christianity, but that isn't Christianity. Christianity is about laying your flesh. Christianity is doing the opposite of defending yourself. There's no benefit, and let's put it this way, just to make it, just to sum it all up very clearly on like the root cause of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in terms of Gnosticism, we learn through Christ's message, even in the Bible, that this earth, right? There's no, in terms of being a Christian, a faithful one that's following the law or trying to, you are going to discover that you're going against everything that the world is trying to tell you to do so that you can succeed. Meaning that you're destined for failure in a way if you follow and keep the laws in this reality. And it's only that way, not destined for failure like you're just going to be destroyed completely, but destined for failure as in your ambition shouldn't be about worldly treasures. So
you're giving me a moral. So you're giving me a moral code. Okay, so let's get into the questions that I do.
It's a school of thought. Yeah, you can say morality. There's a level of morality to it, but it's more about just immaterialism, more or less.
So if I said Gnostic, to be Gnostic to me would mean to have divine knowledge of self. Would you have contention with that?
Well, it does mean to have divine knowledge of self, but with that comes, that's a loaded statement because there's a lot that comes with that divine knowledge of self.
Because is it not a personal experience?
Absolutely, it is a personal. It's a discovery, an epiphany, if you will. It's a state of mind
of self.
Yes, absolutely. Self is identity, right? And self is your thoughts and how you reflect on them. But when you discover the gnosis, you discover the truth, the hard, honest truth, which is to some people very brutal, very bitter. But if you can accept it for what it is, then you would realize. Then you would see what I'm saying. Like when you go into science, you discover that your greatest minds, from Nikola Tesla to Einstein and so forth, they have a barrier, a limitation. They have a restriction of when you get into the quantum physical world, when you go into the more focal points of the fabrics, the seams of reality and how it's all put together. They're stunned. They're baffled. They're completely out of their minds. They don't know how to. Let's just say that we as great thinking minds, we have not saying that we won't pass those barriers, but we have barriers of which is in a way,
within self. So that would be the carnal minded, right? Those barriers would be carnal thinking, those carnal. So, but let's get back to this because I want to keep you right where I had you. But as far as the question, I was going to ask you follow-up question that I had next, right?
Right.
I want to because this personal experience, right? This awakening, right? How can we distinguish, right? A person having this direct insight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly just somebody making it up, like imagination. Like how if everybody has their own Gnostic, understanding or revelation that awaken amongst within themselves. It's a personal experience that you can't. It's hard pressed to tell somebody that they're not experiencing what they're experiencing.
Of course, right. You can only experience what you experience, and they can only experience what they experience.
So how can you tell? How can you not? Can anyone say this then?
What do you mean?
Can
say what?
That they're Gnostic and I'm having an experience that's true to myself, no matter what nobody else says. This God that I or whatever I want to make up, basically, right, is a personal experience, right?
The personal experience is a testimony of your own and others that testify of you. So it's not just about what you say and make up. It's also about what others say and make up, and it's also about what the world says and makes up. Forensic science is proof that there's
Let's
It
not go back
doesn't.
to science. Let's
No,
don't go back.
I'm making a point. Forensic science proves that when it comes to a testimony and a witness, you don't need a person for a witness and a testimony, because when you being you just being in the material world, you are the
Bearing witness
environment
to
around
self.
you. Well, the environment around you is a witness that is testifying of you. I'll make an example.
I wouldn't argue.
When a married couple are together,
Mhm.
a wife might wake up in the morning and she might notice that something was moved in the kitchen. So then
Mhm.
she'll make a suggestion. Hey,
Mhm.
Timmy, were you up early this morning? Yeah, I was. How'd you know, Mom? Because you moved something, in the kitchen. It's the kitchen testified as a witness that someone was here, someone did something, and the mommy didn't have to go to the child or anybody else to find out, because the mommy was already told by the kitchen. So
Mhm.
what I'm basically saying is when we talk about a witness and a testimony, we're not just talking about humans that testify as a witness. We're just talking about your reality, that there, for
Mhm.
every action there's a reaction, and for every reaction there's a result in the
Mhm.
mix.
Mhm.
Right? You agree? You agree, right?
Yeah, and brother, I don't disagree.
Okay.
I would even agree with your first analogy of nature bearing witness to self, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Nature
as a witness, yes.
as a witness. So I have no contention with that at all. So question, right? So
Yeah.
while we on that topic, is the goal to be saved by a Elion, a most high, a higher power, or is the goal to awaken the God within self?
I would say it's both. And I know some people don't like that answer, but what I've learned through science, academia,
You keep going to science.
observation, huh?
You keep
What's
going to
that?
science.
No, well, I'm speaking on what we're speaking on. I'm just saying, with the earth around us, the science the science that measures the earth around us, right? As me being in this world, um, like what were you saying? You were saying earlier. I just want to make sure I got
I
the.
asked about. I actually we're talking bearing witness. So I asked. We're talking about just Gnosticism in itself, right? The core meaning of the awakening, within oneself, right? So I'm asking you, is that not the goal, or is the goal to instead to be saved by God? A outer.
Oh, to be
a
saved by
outer.
God, right?
Mhm.
So the God within you, right? Not to be saved of a God outside you. So basically, you're asking, is this an individual? Is this an individual or a
I'm asking, is
collective?
salvation from above, or is salvation received through self?
Well, above not meaning in the sky. Above just meaning a higher power that's that's beyond our own
A
capacity.
deity. A deity.
Right. So I would say yes, both above and self. Which is above? Self is above the earth.
Mhm.
Speaking of the earth, and when I say above, I'm basically putting the earth beneath.
Mhm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Would you want to elaborate a little bit more into that, as far as how you would not see that as a contradiction, as far as the the core meaning of Gnosticism,
Yeah,
Gnostic? Go ahead.
yeah, no problem. Well, I get this a lot because of how I speak, and so I place no faults on you, brother. It's
Mhm.
expected, for you, because you don't really know me like that. So you're like, so you're doing the normal human response where you're like, hey, brother, you're that's contradicting when you say both. So now we have to get into, for my sake, because you pointed out a contradiction or what might be a contradiction. Now, for my sake, could you clarify what you would define as a contradiction?
Opposing theologies, right? Um, a deity giving you salvation, opposed to this awakening, um, and you have the power. You have that the divine knowledge is when you the awakening is you are the God, right? Is that not the at the end of the day the belief
Well,
you are?
well, it's written in the law. This is scripture. This is my faith that says that we are gods, sons of gods. So when we say God, that's a word and a title and a name and a definition that falls short the glory of the Father, of which is beyond God.
Mhm.
The Father is the creator of gods. Sons of gods means that there's more than one God. Because if
Elohim.
the sons of gods are gods, then that means we have many gods, correct?
Elohim, yes, it's more of a henotheistic type of
Yeah. Now,
view.
when you hear of Elohim, right, it's like saying the word sheep. It's like saying the word Abraham. Same thing. The word Abraham is supposed to mean father over all fathers, or one father above all fathers, right? Isn't that what Abraham means?
I believe initially his title was Abram,
Abram, right?
and then when he went into Canaan, he gained the title
Abraham.
of Ham.
And when he was Abram, it was defined as one father or the father, right? And then when it went to Abraham, it was the father of all fathers.
Mhm.
So what I'm pointing out is this: there's a reason why Abraham had to be called Abram and then switch to Abraham, because it's giving you the duality thing. It's basically saying that without duality, you wouldn't know what singularity is. Just like without singularity, you wouldn't know what duality is. Why am I saying that? Because they're born through each other through comparison. If I have, mathematically speaking, if I have one apple and you have 3 apples, I can make a comparison and say, hey, you have many apples. And then you can say, yeah, you only have 1.
Mm-hmm.
You get where I'm going? So when you look at the word sheep, the sheep or deer. If I say, hey, look over there, you see that deer? You might think I'm pointing to one deer. There could be 3, 4 of deers over there. We don't pluralize deer or sheep the same way.
But there's a singular for the Elohim. Elohim is plural. El is the singular. So El,
yeah. So it's singular and plural. So isn't that a contradiction?
No, it's not a contradiction.
You don't think so?
Because El is the singular. Elohim in the Bible, in your text, refer to the sons, right?
Right.
70 children, so it refers to a pantheon. It represents plurality.
Well, I figured mathematically speaking, you would find a contradiction in place value, unitary. So when you look at the singular one, and then you look at the many, you know that mathematically speaking, these are 2 distinctly different place values. One is, you know what I mean? One is singular, and then one is more than one.
So if I said Bereshit, bara, Elohim, you wouldn't be or find contention with wisdom being referred to in that sentence, or the duality in the word Elohim, right? But it's a singular, right? Is it not representing a singular?
Well, that's why I was asking you about your definition of contradiction, because and I don't fault you for pointing out what you would deem a contradiction in my speech, because a lot of people do it. So I know that it's something. I fall into the common denomination when it comes to it's something that I'm doing on my end that's causing people to tell me that I am contradicting myself. Now, the issue with the statement, or the issue with the claim or the assertion is now we got to get into a definition of what contradiction actually is. Right. So if I say, right, you know, I'm left and a right, I'm a left and a right side. You can look at that and say, well, that's not a contradiction, because you're just saying that you're a left and a right side, even though a left isn't a right, correct?
Correct.
So it's about perspective at this point. The perspective is we don't realize that we're doing it. We're looking at the same definition that we apply to certain things we deem as contradiction. We look at the same examples and we don't see the contradiction in it. We see the unity in it, like you just said. Like, well, a left and a right can be a left and a right without a contradiction, but that overrides the context and the definitive meaning of what you would call a contradiction, because it's supposed to be. Well, because you said it was opposing. Remember, you said something that.
So does the masculine oppose the feminine, or do they complement?
They do both.
They both.
Yeah, they do both. So what I mean by that is when you hear about a marriage, usually you'll always hear that marriages, they're going to have their thick and their thin side. They're going to have their ups and their downs. So you're not just going to have one thing with marriage. Marriage is like a dance and a brawl at the same time.
Exactly. So let's stay right there. When they're in the union and when they're in harmony, right?
Yeah.
they're complementing one another, right? They're
Absolutely.
in union, right? When they're not, that's yeah. I mean, that's chaos at that point.
But see,
So
this is
that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the actual, the working model, right? So Elohim, right? The masculine and the feminine, right? It complements. It doesn't oppose.
so marriages, right? Are marriages supposed to be complete, perfect harmony, no opposition, no resistance with
That's
each
the first.
other's?
I would assume that's the goal.
That's the goal. But what happens within that goal? Or, no, let me ask you a question. Within that goal, what is the expectations within that goal? What do you expect comes with the territory of that goal?
To do well by one another, to complement one another, to be what I am, bring to the relationship. She brings her feminine energy. I bring my masculine. And we
Right.
complement.
Right. That sounds good. That sounds beautiful. That's
It
what
does. Right?
yeah. But that's what we say, right? In the beginning stages of any beautiful
Of course.
relationship. But what usually occurs within a relationship once it hits long distance? It starts to develop, into a way where it's not necessarily complementary at all the time. And here's another one. If we were going to use the perspective of, well, they can't be a contradiction due to the complementary factor, right? Well, then that would be the same, because a man and a woman, right? Not saying a woman is evil, but I am saying that a woman is not a man. She's different than a man. She's like a man, but there's a difference that makes her a woman versus what a man is. Do you agree?
I agree. I agree. She's necessary.
Now let's take that same application, right? Because you agree that a woman is like a man, but she is not a man. She is a woman.
I would say the things that we lack, she have, and the things that she lacks, we have. We complement each other. I would actually just say the yin yang symbol would be a good symbol of balance and harmony that will represent that perfectly. Like we could see that union, not opposing, moving, balancing, shifting as needed.
Now, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I agree. You as an agnostic, you're speaking Gnosticism to in a certain way of when it comes to the goal. The goal is we are to if we not to get married, we are to just be about the word of God. But if we are to be married, we're allowed to be concerned about the world and be a little worldly. But when we get married with a woman, God puts us under a covenant where marriage is not just laying with a woman and it's about sex, it's spiritual. So when you lay with a woman, you've just now made a pact universally, basically saying, I've bonded with this woman, so that's supposed to be eternal. And the reason why that is, when you lay with a woman, even if she's a woman you met at the club and you're drunk and you just y'all just happen to lay with each other the same night, the moment you lay with that woman, you've just made a covenant of the same covenant that the ground made with the sky, the same covenant that the sun made with the moon, the same covenant that the light made with the shadow, the same covenant that the wind made with the water, and so on and so forth, brother. When you look at what the world is teaching you,
just stop right there. I don't have no problem with any of that, what you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everything you said, as you were saying it, I was processing it through a comedic lens, right? When you said the earth and the air, I said, damn, Geb and Tefnut and Shu, right? When you said the light, I said, Ra. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that when you're saying what you're saying, that it's coming from Egypt, right?
What would you describe as Egypt?
You said it was found in Jabal Tarif. That's in the Delta.
Oh no! Listen, I'm not disagreeing that. Yeah, it was found geographically in a place that we call on the map today, Egypt,
Africa.
Right, in Africa. But how old is the name Africa, and who invented the name Africa? Is Africa an African's name, or is Africa a European name?
Well, we don't want to get too talk off of it, but we
I
can
only asked that
identify.
question because of this. Because when it comes to what you're speaking about, when you go back to 1945, you go back into those earthenware jars, and it was in Egypt. Just remember all of the stuff that happened right before that, because that's in the same decade, the very same decade that Israel was established through the English division of the Muslim lands. The Muslim lands weren't national states until the Europeans showed up with their technology, and they carved out nations.
Started
They carved
making
them into
geographical
nations.
borders, right? For sure. They
Right. They
didn't have
carved them into nations. They were one ummah. They were just one state. There wasn't all these different states. So when it comes to Africa, Egypt, you got,
well,
and I'm not saying,
well, I wouldn't say they weren't city state. I would probably say they were city states. I wouldn't say they weren't. I would say they were more autonomous than homogenous for
well,
sure.
they weren't calling themselves Libyans. They weren't calling themselves, they were just, they were one state under one authority
Well,
that later got divided once the Europe, because once the Europeans showed up, they showed the Saudis how to manipulate the oil, and once they showed the Saudis how to manipulate the oil, Wahhabism was born. Wahhabism is relatively a very young form of Islam. But let's not go too far in that. Let's go back to where we're going, because when it comes to a man and a woman, right, and they establish
stay right there because I got a question for that.
Yeah.
So because it damn near sound like a distraction, right? The woman,
What you talk about?
the way that you're describing her as an evil, damn near
No.
vessel. I want to get to that. So it's almost as if so if I said, do you think God makes mistakes? What would you say?
God makes mistakes. The Father doesn't. When I say God, when you say God, we're talking about.
So let's get some definitions.
Well. Let me expound. Let me expound on God for a second. Well, remember, I told you Psalms 82:6 that in the law it is written that you are the sons of gods. You are gods. So when we say God, we have to acknowledge, as through Gnosticism, we have to acknowledge there's more than one God. So what God are you talking about?
So Duane, let's familiarize the audience, the people what we actually talking about when we talk, because we may be over some people's heads. And so just to familiarize the people with like some of the books, because we're talking, you're coming from different books, right? You're talking about the Gospel of Philip, you're talking about the Gospel of Thomas, his 114 sayings you mentioned the other day, his secret sayings we mentioned in the Gospel of Mary, the Apocryphy of John, you know what I'm saying? The Gospel of
even
Judas,
the Gospel of Judas. Yes.
Gospel of Judas. Let's stay right there. So you mentioned earlier so let's talk about the opposites, right? Since you brought that up. You said that the Bible doesn't contradict the scripts that are not included in the Bible, right? So if we just strictly talk about the Gospel of Judas, right? What does the Gospel of Judas say that's opposite to what the Bible gives you in the King James Version?
Well, it's been in seconds. I'd have to look it up again. But the Gospel of Judas wasn't really it was very tattered. There was a lot of missing pieces. There wasn't really much said. There was the 13th demon that I remember that was mentioned. There was a few things that was mentioned that I do know you can find in scripture. And Judas wasn't. That's the thing about the Gnostic text, is some of those texts are supposed to be secret books, like diaries that they were holding on to, and they weren't written in parables. They were written direct.
Judas is not a bad person in the Gospel of Judas. He's actually doing a favor for Jesus, correct?
Yeah. Yes. He's in terms of the literature, it's basically saying that Christ knew everything that was going on. Christ was 10 steps ahead of the game, and he told Judas to play his part, to do the will of the Lord. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. According to the Apocrypha of John, right? We are created by a flawed God. Is that correct?
Well, when we say God, yes, because remember, there's more than one God.
Who are we identifying as your deity? Are you talking about the demiurge Yahweh?
I'm talking about the flawed God comes from the knowledge.
Not
because
where it comes from. Well, is there not a demiurge called Yahweh?
There is, because we're born from the knowledge. So there we have to say, based off principle, based off what the earth teaches us in our flesh, we have to say that God, the perfect God, didn't create what we're in right now. This isn't perfection. And when you go to the
Exactly.
testimony,
That's what I'm saying. That's the point. I've been
yeah,
trying to.
but
Yeah.
when you go to the testimony, you find out that the son, right, who is also just like his father, he's from his father, he's the closest to the father, and the father sent the son to take responsibility of what goes on with us. But that doesn't mean we're to praise the son. The son gave us instructions
You know what?
and
You know
praise
what
the
I think.
father.
You know what I think. You would be raw as hell if you stopped took the Christian part of your theology out and just went straight Gnostic. You'd be raw as hell because
Well,
I'd be like, yeah, 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 and then you go to your Christian shit, and I'd be like, ah, because now
that's the thing. Is this the same thing? Gnosticism is Christianity. When I speak of
how is
Gnosticism,
Gnosticism Christianity when
oh,
Gnosticism?
let me begin to point out a few things that people seem to overlook. One is, if you go to Genesis 2:17, it's written in the Bible. It's written in the book that everybody tends to overlook. In the Bible, it starts off with, "You touch this tree, you eat of it, you will certainly die the death." Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, so we have that testimony. That sounds like Gnosticism to me already, but let's go a little further. Now, God just said to man, if you touch this tree and you eat of it, you'll die. Now, we in English, we're taught knowledge is basically what you want in life. Knowledge is the essence of know-how, to know things, to know how to navigate.
Yes, to
So,
know. Knowledge. Yes,
right.
to know.
Right, but check it out. The Bible is telling us that very thing that we value in this world, that we look to, that we look up to, that very thing is what condemned us. That very thing is what kills us.
Exactly. So that's why you're not. So how do you feel about wisdom?
Well, that's what I'm. This is where this is why you have to read. Me, I read all the books so I can get better understanding.
And this is why I say your viewpoint of women are maybe evil.
It's not, because I'm not speaking of a woman's biology. I'm speaking.
And that's why I'm following everything you're saying now, and that's
Yeah.
why you said you had opposition with the Elohim of me when I suggested the masculine and the feminine. You suggested the feminine was opposite to the masculine because of how you feel about the divine feminine, right? So when we talk about Sophia, right? Sophia falls, right? And she's redeemed.
There's distinction. Yes, she's redeemed. Yes.
She's redeemed.
Yes, she's redeemed. There's distinction. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that there's a distinction between a man and a woman. Not necessarily setting them apart as completely two different opposite things, but I am pointing out there is opposites within their similarities.
So let's have a definition of words, because you said distinction. So is distinction? Are you saying that's synonymous with bad? Because distinction can't be good.
Distinction is just distinct. I use the word distinction in the context of you can see the difference very easily. You know what I mean? Like you can, like when I say, not talking about good or bad. I'm talking about just a man's biology and a woman's biology. Mm-hmm. Now let's go into principle, because the Bible is about principle. The Bible isn't about biology. So when the Bible talks about a man and a woman, it's not necessarily talking about biology. So my question to you would be this: could you say that dominance can also be defined as submission, or is dominance defined as dominance?
So are you saying the masculine energy is dominant over the feminine?
Well, here's a question I'll ask you in all basic forms of academia. Can a man can a woman by majority athletically outperform men by majority?
You like science, so let's talk about the X and the Y real quick. Which one comes first? The X chromosome or the Y? Or the Y?
I'm not. You might have a point there, if the Y comes first or the X comes first. But I was just asking the question, like, is men considered physically stronger, right? Are we considered physically stronger than women?
In that instance,
let's put it this way. Let me ask it better this way. I have a question I want to ask you, brother, just real quick, right? If we decided as men collectively right now to overthrow women and put them in cages. And I'm speaking globally, and I'm speaking hypothetically. This is just a theory, guys. This isn't me insinuating anything that I want done. This is just me using our imagination. Let's just say men collectively got together overnight. All men got together overnight and said, "Let's put these women in cages." What do you believe women would be able to stop us?
So I would say it like this: if you got a group of people with high levels of testosterone against a group of people with high levels of estrogen, then they probably would succeed. If those women groups had more testosterone than the men, then those women groups would win.
So essentially, you're saying that
Whoever has to. I'm saying you're not a man until the testosterone is inserted in what like the 5th month. If not, you stay a woman.
Okay, well, let's just say this, right? Men collectively right now, not measuring them by their.
We're stronger.
Okay. Now let's flip it. Women collectively get together overnight to overthrow men and throw them in cages. What do you think we'll be able to stop them?
It depends on if they use their strength. If they're not physically stronger than us, they may be mentally smarter than us, and we may be some dumb brutes, and they might set some traps, and we might fall into the traps.
Okay. So you're saying essentially that they would invent. So you're saying they're the inventors, they're the builders, they're the engineers of the world, is what you're saying.
I'm saying we complement each other. I'm
just asking a simple question, brother. It's a yes or no. Are they the inventors, the engineers, and the builders of the world?
Do you know that when I forget the name of the movie, brother, but it was all black women in there that was discovered for finding launching the what's it called, the satellite to the moon?
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
I'm not really sure.
One of the movies, yeah. And I was like,
I definitely found one of our key points to debate. You think that you believe that you can use savvy talk to get to kind of like outperform the truth when it comes to the obvious, our observation and what we see in life, whether you're a black man, a white man, or anything in between. What we see is men collectively, on an individual to a collective level, we are not only stronger than women, we are very, very, very intelligent, quick-thinking creatures. Not saying women are stupid. I never said that. But what I am saying is women will not dominate us off mental capacity alone. It's not like we're
we can debate that. We can debate that. I would say women are smarter than men.
Well, we'd have to get into definition of what merits intelligence, because when you say women are smarter than men, now we got to use receipts. Like what would explain a woman's intelligence over a man? Would it be engineering? Would it be technology? Would it be innovation? Would it be that, or would it be something else?
We can make this a sub point.
Yeah, because that's a wild one right there, brother. That you're gonna literally be throwing haymakers in that one. I know it.
You have an interesting viewpoint on women. So
it's not that I'm speaking on women. I'm speaking on the observation of whether it's just that you got dominance, which is not submission. The dominance is its own word. It's its own definition. Submission is its own word, it's its own definition. Now, a woman isn't. I'm not saying a woman is submissive or dominant. I'm saying a woman is both. I'm saying a man is both.
You see how you're weaponizing the word when you're referring to women as you're saying submissive?
No, I said they're both. A woman can be both submissive and dominant. A man can be both submissive and dominant because we live in a realm of submission and dominance. But a woman, by biology, by key factors that are made manifest within the flesh, the material realm, it indicates their lane when it comes to the energy factor. They are subservient.
I don't like that word. So the divine feminine, which is Sophia, which is wisdom. See, I have contention with that. You're saying we can break it down simply as this. You're saying wisdom is subservient to knowledge. And I'm going to say, no, they complement each other.
No, I never said that.
Yes, you
Well,
just
when it
that's all
comes,
you've been
once
saying.
again, when it comes
That's
to,
all
I
you're
didn't say
saying.
wisdom is subservient. No,
Yes,
I
you
didn't say
are.
that. Wisdom
Who
is
is Sophia?
Sophia. So yeah, Sophia is representing the woman and the wisdom. Now,
And she's
once
she's
again,
representing
oh,
she's representing the divine feminine.
she's representing the wisdom, which is the divine feminine, which is the woman that takes you back to where the wisdom began, which is in your Bible. Once again, Gnosticism is also biblical
So
because
how
it's
is it
all this.
subservient to
Well,
knowledge?
well, 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 let me explain. So you said the Bible and Gnosticism are two different things. I'm going to
Remember, you're
demonstrate
using the
that.
word subservient.
Yes, so I'm going to demonstrate that they're the same thing. So when you
No,
go
no,
to
no, 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 no,
Genesis,
no, 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 no. Subservient doesn't mean the same thing.
so when you go to Genesis 3, you'll hear the wisest beast approach the woman. Do you agree?
The Nakash
Do
is
you
certain.
agree, though? Do you agree that if you open up your Genesis 3, no matter what Bible you pull out, you can go to your grandma's house if she's got one, pull out the Bible. If you open up to Genesis 3, you're going to read the wisest beast had showed up to approach the woman, not the man, the woman. Am I correct?
The wild the
Okay,
Nakash.
so now we have an indicator. We have man and God having a conversation. The conversation went like this: eat of this tree, you're going to certainly die the death. Then we have a separate conversation with a woman and a beast that's called the wisest of all wisdom. So when the woman is called Sophia and she's wisdom, she's being compared to the beast that instructed her, because that's where knowledge and wisdom was born. It was through the woman, not the man. Do you know what that means?
I'm following everything you're saying.
And
Yeah.
in principle, that means not biologically, not talking about a vagina, not talking about a woman's vessel or a man's vessel. In
Yeah, we're only
principle,
talking about principle right here. We're talking,
right. So if we stick to the energy factor, the principle factor, then what's being said here is dominance for some reason for a moment became submissive, and the submission became the dominance. And that's a disorder of the household. So the universe got disrupted and
that's
it
what she
caused
said.
right. But that disorder of the household is what caused the material realm to establish itself.
Okay.
You get what
So
I'm saying?
I understand. So can we get a definition of words real quick?
Sure.
So we're gonna define subservient, right?
Sure.
It says it's an adjective in regards to obey. She
Yeah,
was
submit.
she was subservient. Um, Less important, right? Similar to submissive.
No, not less important. That's not what the Bible teaches.
Well, even to obey, right? So wisdom is to obey knowledge.
Man is in his place. And no one gets to be better than anyone. The man has to suffer his role, the woman has to suffer hers. They both suffer their role.
Exactly. They complement.
Well,
But
but
one is
but
not subservient. So are there not instances where the masculine is subservient to the divine feminine?
and in this reality, that's what we're learning is through the disruption which started in Genesis, through the disruption of the household is why we have a mixture of both dominance and submission at the same time.
So that's going to always come to a balance when it's in perfect harmony, right?
Well, yeah, the balance is there. There's the sanctification. God gave us that balance to sanctify the fact that we have to dwell in a sin, because that's where the law of the marriage comes in. When you marry, you establish a universal covenant that has to be infinite. It has to be forever. So when the earth made its glitch and
Well,
dominance became submissive, that's when God's, because you got to remember, when we're talking about dominance, we can think of God or the Father God, the Creator, but all things fall short of glory. So if I say
let's be clear, when you're saying the Father God, you're not talking about Yahweh.
no, I'm talking about the one that you can't name. It can only name you. It can only give you its name. You can't give it its name.
That's where you're going back to Egypt at, and I don't never have a problem with that. But when we start getting further, and we're going to start talking about the demiurge and Yahweh, then
Well, when you say you're using words loosely. Egypt, you have to define it. What is Egypt to you?
well, I hate that word myself.
Let's see. Egypt to me is spiritual, as it's written in Revelations 11 and 8. So
I don't even like the
so
word.
I'm able to prove that Egypt, through the scripture, I'm able to prove that Egypt isn't just a place that you go to in the earth. and it's not a place that you refer to as an earthly custom or it. Earth dwells in Egypt. Egypt means captivity. Earth is captivity. You are bound to you are grounded to the earth, and you are bound inside your flesh. You are imprisoned in a material realm. This is Egypt.
So why would God do that? Why would God create a world why?
God has free will, but if you're talking about the Father Creator didn't do it. This is where we get into Sophia. This is where Sophia comes in. Remember, you spoke of Sophia. So you're asking, why did God do what he did? Well, Sophia, she's the one who had her own free will. She was the bride, but she had her own free will. And wisdom does as wisdom pleases. And wisdom went into a test, and it got itself into a material realm that we're in today. And that is basically defining marriage. Because when you put when two things become one, they have to be forever. They can't just.
So let's talk about this. You said marriage, the first marriage, right? So and you hinted to this yesterday. I'm a little more familiar today when we talked about when I said Cain found his wife in the land of Nod. You said no, he already had her, right?
Well,
you didn't know more, right? So, my understanding is that Cain. You're right? According to your doctrine, right? He already had her because it was his sister.
Yep. It was the twin sister of Abel, and that's why he struck his brother. It wasn't.
So you believe that?
I believe what I read. I believe what I see. Right? I believe the same way you do. When you turn on your.
So go ahead.
Believe it. If I turn my car on and it doesn't turn on, I believe that my car isn't turning on because I see it isn't turning on.
Now you're going to have to tell me how that's not a contradiction in the Bible and in between those scriptures. In one scripture is what is this? The gospel? Which one was it? The gospel of Philip or was it the gospel of Mary?
Of what?
The creation story where Cain, Jesus marries his sister. His twin sister.
I don't know nothing about that one. I have to look at his wife.
His wife, Awan. Awan is his sister.
Yeah, Awan. So I remember Awan is one of the three daughters that Adam and Eve had, and Cain and Abel. Yeah, Cain and Abel had twin sisters, and Cain. Yeah. So what happened was Cain wanted his own sister, not Abel's, because he found his own sister to be more beautiful. Right. And Adam and Eve insisted, no, you are to sleep. You are to take the wife of your brother's sister, not your own. And here, there's a bigger story to that reason, but I'm not going to get into that. That's really deep stuff.
Yeah, let's stay right there just real quick because you just said a lot. So how is that not contradicting the biblical story that we all know and love today in the King James Version?
Once again, it doesn't contradict it because the Bible, all we get in the Bible is absence of a story, missing elements. It's not that the Bible told a different story. It's just that the Bible left out elements that was obviously taken out of the Bible, deleted out of the Bible.
I could agree with that. So that would make pretty much a lot of sense because those are the questions that we do ask. Hey, well, where does the people come from? Where does Cain get his wife from? And who watched the band? Well,
right.
His sisters, and that would be not a uncommon practice that we see in the Semitic people where they sisters, they marry. You know what I'm saying? Is that
we were raised to accept whatever bullshit answer they had to fill in the gaps that was missing. We just had to accept.
Was that a social norm at the time? We see Abraham married his sister.
No. See, this is where it gets a little deep. So when people consider incest, there's an issue with that, and the issue is this: you have a testimony at Genesis 4:1 where Eve speaks for a reason. Eve doesn't talk a lot. But Eve does talk a few times in the Bible. There's one time she does talk. She says in Genesis 4:1, she says, Behold, I have begotten or I have conceived the first child, the first male child, with
Mm,
the help of the Lord. She had to say that.
mhm.
Now, there's a problem with that. When you say, behold, I've gotten the first male child with the help of the Lord, who are you referring to? Are you
And that,
referring to Adam is your Lord, or are you referring to a Lord higher than Adam? Because
it,
Lord is an ambiguous statement.
mhm.
Do you know what that means on what I'm saying right now?
It means that they're using the word Lord probably as a common noun in that instance, not in regards to the proper name of a deity.
No, what I'm actually saying is that Eve might have fornicated with the serpent or the angel before it became the serpent,
Mm,
and there was adultery that was committed while
mm.
Adam was in a deep sleep. So if this is true,
So
then
this is
that
what.
means
Go ahead. Go ahead.
if this is true, then this takes away the possibility of incest because Cain was not of the same father, and Cain was forced not to sleep with his own twin. He had to sleep with Abel's twin, which is not of the same father.
Mm,
Now, when you look at that, you can see why it's written that there's enmity between the serpent and the
right.
woman's seed. It didn't say the man's seed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is it written like this? It's because it's trying to tell you that everything in the heavens is reverse of what's on the earth, but earth is a projection from the heavens. So in the heavens are the paradise.
Who was
Man,
who was
woman is
the
born
serpent
from
seed?
man, but on earth, man is born from woman. But in heaven, woman is born from man. And
Because,
here's the Here's the problem. If you
because it's the opposite.
Well, yeah, it's the opposite. And here's the problem. If you look at it biologically, you're not going to get it. If you look at it in the context of, like, let's say energy or principle, then you're going to understand, okay, well, dominance is supposed to
So
be
where were they?
dominant.
Where were they both created at? They both fell.
Well, of course, yeah, they went through the knowledge and they were expelled. And that's what and remember, you said Gnosticism doesn't say the same thing as
It
the
does.
Bible. You say Gnosticism talks about
Let let
God is the
hey,
devil,
hey,
and the Bible doesn't
that's
say that, right?
that's it right there. Let that be our overall topic,
Yeah.
and we'll just have some sub topics.
Yeah, that's going to be our topic. Hey, let it. Gnosticism and Christianity, are they the same or are they different? That
Yeah,
should definitely be the topic
that's the
because,
perfect.
bro, just the little stuff I just gave you now, that ain't even
Uh-huh.
scratched the surface of what's
Yeah.
going to happen when you come to find out exactly what the
Woo!
Bible is actually saying. It is Gnosticism,
Mm. Yeah, let's do
most
that.
definitely.
Let's do that. I like that topic. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, we
So,
covered
what two
that.
titles do you two have so far?
Just
Christianity and Gnosticism, are they the same? That's one. What would be the other one, brother? King J.
anything else would probably just fall under that. That's a good. That's just a good overall where we could just
Yeah, I think we'll be able to build a whole debate off of that,
go for that. Yeah.
brother A1.
Yeah, we
Okay, do
can
your
just
thing. Do your thing. I
because
didn't
he's
mean to
gonna try to
interrupt you.
bring it
Please
all
do.
around to how it.
Are
Now, mind you, I'm
Christianity
going to
and
come with some
Gnosticism the
scripture.
same
There's
thing?
gonna be a lot of information, huh?
I'm gonna
Are
be bringing scripture,
Christianity
y'all.
and Gnosticism the same thing?
That's the title subject matter for the debate.
Uh-huh. We can't let nobody steal our shit neither, bro. I swear to God, they gonna try to steal our
Yeah,
You know
shit.
hey,
they're gonna try to steal. They're gonna
hey,
be doing
I'm dro-
You gonna
presentations
steal
on it in 2 days, but it's all right.
hey, brother King J. Tell
it.
all your atheist friends, man, that like tell them to tune
I'm not.
in. Like you get them all together, bro. That way, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I mean, and I'm down with it. When we get to the Q&A section, or the end time of the debate, whoever comes up to give us Q&A, I'm with it.
Are you wanting to do like how long? How long do you think? Like 15 minutes a piece
I spilled
each
it.
round. 15 minute, 10 minute
Yeah,
round.
yeah, yeah. I think that's good. 10 or 15 minute explanation because I can be a little long winded. But the thing
Yeah,
is I pack a lot of stuff in, so I'm gonna bring a lot of scripture. So I need about 10, 15 minute rounds. Yeah,
if 2 hours ago by real fast, just presenting little,
yeah, for
you know,
sure, for sure.
you
But
know,
all this is meant to happen, man. That's all this has got to happen, man.
it's
Remember,
gonna be fire.
I told you that those non-commodity scripts you were talking about,
Yep,
established in
I'm familiar.
1945. That
Yep,
was 3 years right before Israel was established through the English invasion of the Muslim lands.
mm-hmm.
So you think that was just a common? Nah, the God is the Father God is ahead of everything, like he said he was in the letter, like he wrote it down. The
Yes,
truth is ahead of everything, bro. So
discovered these in 1945, and then 48, Israel becomes a nation state.
yep. In 1948. So in 1945, the God fulfilled his prophecy from Isaiah, where Isaiah said, "I'm going to seal up the books for the end time saints, so the wise one can read." And
So you're go ahead,
God
bro.
said, shut those books up. God said, shut those books up, basically saying, delete it from public view. Only, keep it secret until a certain time. And guess what? That time has come. Those scrolls are unearthed, and now you got someone like me reading it, and I pieced a lot of that shit together.
I
And
was just gonna say,
my job is to just inspire others to do what I'm doing, so that there would be more to contribute.
so are you going to try to say that the Gnostic texts are just a completion of the missing texts that we don't have in the Bible? That's going to be
The Gnostic texts, are the missing pieces that we don't have in the Bible. Yes.
okay.
But it's not all of it. But it's not all of it. Those Gnostic texts that we got, that wasn't all of the stuff that they destroyed and buried away. We didn't get all of it, but we got enough of it. God gave us enough. God gave us what we need to destroy the fake Israel that we have today, which Candace Owens is already leading a revolt against. So you have people that that aren't even in the scripture like I am, but they're going in hard after these people because God is moving against them like He said He was, or the
Right.
Father. So that's what that is. That great delusion came, bro. We're all in it. The globe fell for it. The Jews started. They gave us planes, trains, boats, ships. They gave us all this stuff real fast because this is their job. This is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to do all this stuff. And we as humanity, we were supposed to get fucked over for a time until we wake up.
So it's a battle. It's a battle. It's really just a battle with this material world and the spiritual world, huh? Like the reality against nature type shit.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're supposed to do good. You're supposed to address the wickedness of the world. So if I do my job right, I'm not going to go lead a revolt and destroy Israel with guns with their own weapons. I'm going to destroy them with the word of God and prove to the people that they don't know the word of God and that they're liars. They've been liars for a long time.
Does Christianity and the Bible, not Christianity, the Bible, because the texts are going to be in the Bible, right? It'll be the Bible.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Bible.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff. The Bible gives you a lot. It's like, to me, the Bible now to me is a compass to navigate through the Gnostics and all the other texts that they took out of the Bible. But it all goes together. It's all one thing that all goes together.
So
it's all saying the same stuff.
So wait. In this text, right? In your teachings, right?
Yeah.
We touched on it earlier. Cain and Abel. Cain has Cain marries his sister. They have a son. Their son is Enoch.
Right. Cain marries Abel's twin sister that he was forced to sleep with. He didn't want her, and that's one of the main reasons why he slew his brother, because he was already jealous of him. He was already jealous. So when Abel made an offering to God, and God took Abel's offering and not Cain, that's what triggered him. He was already upset with Abel and jealous of Abel.
It's always about a woman, huh? It's been about a woman since the beginning of the time, huh? Ain't that crazy?
First you take my sister. Now you get the ceremonial blessings for your offering instead of me. So I'm gonna wig out on you. I'm gonna hit you with this stone. And that's what he did. And he plotted too. It gives you detail of how he killed his brother. He let his brother lead the way. He told his brother to lead the way. So his brother's walking, he's behind him, and he's scheming with a stone. Like, all right, I'm gonna wait till he gets a little deeper into the field, and then I'm gonna whack. Like, he had everything planned out. And then after he killed him, then that's when he didn't have no plans. He was like, oh shit, what do I do now? Like he didn't know what to do.
Now what?
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
So brother, when do you want to set it up for?
What time's good for you, bro?
What's that? Well, Christmas is coming up. So do you want to do it give me what's your schedule like? Give me a date and time. I can
we can do it before Christmas or after Christmas.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's do it fast before they steal our shit.
Yeah, let's do it at night. Let's do it at nighttime, like, not late at night, but at that prime time hour where like most people are off work. Only the night shift dudes are gonna miss it.
Today
You know
is
what I'm
Tuesday.
saying? Yeah. So if we catch it tomorrow, I think
You gonna
that's
do it
right
tomorrow
before.
night?
Yeah, if we catch it tomorrow night, that's right before Christmas Eve, if I'm correct.
Let's do it. Yep, let's do it
Darkness,
tomorrow
are you
night.
going to be able to put a presentation together as well?
Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm bringing a bunch of scriptures. A lot of it's already in my head. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. So we'll just have to get
yeah.
it like on a slideshow.
This
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
no,
hot.
now mind you, I am gonna if I can't now I've never done like a presentation slideshow. I'd have to
Do
figure
what
that
you
out.
do. Do what you do. Do however you want to do. Present how you want to present to where you become you're
Uh,
comfortable. Where you can, if you want to, however you can, work it
I'll
best
run
for
it back.
you.
I'll run it back with you A1 on that to see. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I want to make sure that they
I
do
got
get.
somebody that can help you
Yeah.
teach you
All
how
right.
to do
Cool.
that. Your phone
Yeah,
All
or
right.
shit.
whatever
Yeah.
device you have.
For sure. For sure.
Since we do have to get you geared up on that, let's give yourself like an extra week, a week and a half, so that way we can get all your ideas formulated in order.
Ooh, a
All
week.
right. You can do it
So
like that. Let me
I'm
know.
thinking,
A week is crazy. Damn.
I wanted to
Well,
go
I
longer.
mean, either
I wanted
or.
to have you debate somebody else in 2 weeks. Remember?
Yeah, but we could have did it tomorrow though. I wanted because it's hot right now. It's like I would.
So you got a
You need a
presentation,
You need a laptop.
and he's usually on the phone, so we're
You
gonna
wouldn't
have
I
be
to
able
get
to
usually
do
got.
it
I got a laptop, but I mean, I got a laptop. I can use it, but I like to use my phone because I feel like my phone camera is better.
if you do on your laptop. You can share your screen.
All right. I'll just have to be Avatar.
You feel me? You can just share your
Yeah.
screen.
I got
Yeah,
you.
tomorrow
All
night.
right. Either tomorrow
oh,
or
like
like he said, a
2:20.
week. Either way, I'll be ready. Either way, man. I'll just
No,
get my switch.
not Christmas Eve.
Not
Yeah,
tomorrow.
tomorrow's not Christmas Eve though, right? Tomorrow is the day before Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Tomorrow's the 24th. Today's the 23rd.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, we can't
So
do that on Christmas.
tomorrow's
Nah, nah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's too late. We got to wait till after Christmas. Then I thought tomorrow was the day before, so
Oh,
nah, we
damn.
can't do it.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. We thirsty. But
Then.
yeah.
Yeah, you thirsty right now. You being thirsty.
Yeah, because it's a good topic, and I know somebody will probably try to steal it.
You got to
We
be
just
able to get the
Yeah,
promo.
fairs,
I ain't even made the
Christmas Eve and
flyer yet.
Christmas Day.
I gotta have time to make the flyer and the commercial.
if
Yeah,
you
that
give us
too.
time to really get some shit to present, it's gonna be real nice.
Ain't nobody about to steal it that quick. If they do, they do. It's gonna be a topic anyway. So
it'd be a topic for
Nah,
sure.
hey, they better not steal. Why would someone
if
steal
they
it, man?
do,
What's
we
up with people?
inspiring people. So let them do it.
Yeah.
But we know who
If they
started
do,
it.
they
And
do. If they do, they do.
investment.
They do, they do.
Hey,
I
we'll just
doubt
do
it.
it better than
If
them.
they do it. Yeah, we definitely. It's
Mhm.
gonna definitely be better than them. I want the
We'll
moving
just
back.
do it better than them.
I want to
That's
see
There's
it.
them
definitely
post
some
it
good
off for 7
information.
days straight. For 7 days straight, you should get online and drag them every day when you go live about the topic, and let all your
Oh,
people
hey,
know what's going on. We need the rafters full, bro.
hey,
Promotion
facts,
comes with this.
facts. Facts. They want. Like this shit's gonna be too authentic. There is no one else out there doing it like this. I'm telling you, there is. They can try to copy it. This shit is protected. Believe that.
Mhm.
Nobody's
Let's
gonna be
go
able to fucking
for
poke a hole through it.
let's go for next week on Saturday.
All right,
That sounds good.
that sounds straight.
That's the third.
I'm with it. Yeah, I'm with it, man.
Saturday the 3rd.
Yeah.
Man, what time were you saying was good for you, Duane?
I say like I like the prime time hours where like most people are at home, like 6, 7, 8, anything around there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
After that dairy winds down, and they can,
Yeah, and they're really gonna be wanting to hear some like some shit like that. Like yo, I never heard like you can get at the Bible. Like people are ready to hear some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be at a time where people are at the house chilling.
Yeah, you can give them some good information, fill in the gaps in the Bible the questions that they ask, and like, damn, Jesus does mention the book of Enoch. He quotes from the book of Enoch.
Yep.
So it's like, damn, where are these books at? Like,
Facts.
we're wondering. So you got the answers. Seems like you got the answers. I really do want to, enjoy our conversations, but we did find some. I did have some points of contention.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember them. I'm ready for it. 'Cause most importantly, the Gnosticism and the Christianity, the women and the male complementing each other. You know what I'm saying? and how we just break all that down. I'm with it. So, you know what I mean? I'll have my presentation ready. So, you know, we just got to get through, let's get these holidays out the way. We also got that New Year's coming. So you said it was about a week next Saturday. So that's after New Year's and everything. You know what I mean? Get that shit out the way.
2 days after the New Year. So
yeah. All right. That'll work.
Your debate is on Saturday.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. These holidays going to be wild, man. So
sober up. You got about 48 hours to sober up. And then
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Most def.
Well, shit.
All right, then.
You want to close out, brother Duane? And,
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the debate for the brothers out there that are into the faith. Y'all should definitely tune in because you're going to get a perspective, especially from somebody who meditates on the scriptures a lot. You're going to get a perspective from somebody who's really good at looking at patterns. I'm very good at discovering patterns, and I'm also good at filling in the gaps when it comes to missing puzzle pieces. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that I can present biblically, scripturally, to just reinforce your faith, to let you know that you're not stupid, you're on the right path. Trust me, just keep going hard. Remember, anything you want in life, you got to go harder than the next, even when it comes to interpreting the word of God. And that'll be my close there.
Peace, definitely. I just want to agree with the brother, you know what I'm saying, and say I definitely enjoyed our build today. It was a good conversation. I definitely think that people will be able to, get some good information, from our conversation and from, the debate that's coming up next Saturday. So, I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, I think, going to be one of the better debates on the platform, if not the best, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking to get some information. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure.
Are Christianity and Gnosticism one in the same?
That's the Bible. The Bible.
Wait, what's the title?
Yeah, it's basically what you said. Christianity and Gnosticism, are they the same or are they different? Or you could say, are they one and the same? Something like that.
Yeah, because we can use the mechanism as through Christianity anyway. So.
Yeah, because
are Christianity and Gnosticism the same?
Yeah,
thing?
And I'm glad that title's made, because for the Christians out there who will tap in, they're gonna have to and trust me, I get the biggest blowback from Christians because I'm literally throwing their whole faith upside down. Like, there's so much stuff you're overlooking, bro. You got to look at your book. If you believe in it, then I shouldn't be blowing your mind with the stuff I'm saying.
Right, because it made sense. You said a lot. We said a lot tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
you'll
be interested in what's to come.
I think it's gonna be a great debate, man. So
I do.
Definitely tune in, y'all. For sure.
So let me get up out of here, y'all. I'll see y'all next Saturday.
All right, I see you. Salute King J, brother A1. Shout out. Appreciate the time on the platform, man. Much love to everybody tuning in. Definitely catch that. Like he said, the second of the new year. You don't want to miss it. Believe that.
Gotcha. Peace. And I'm out of here as well. Appreciate you, Titan family, for tuning in. Make sure you smash that bell. Go in there and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything anytime we go live. Share some of this content to a friend. Shout out Ruger Rice in the building. We out, Ruger. We just set up a debate. Are Christianity and Gnosticism the same thing? Between King J and Duane, aka Darkness. It'll be going down January 3rd, Saturday. I think they set it on 8:00 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Have a good night. Peace. You know what? Let me end with the song. We're going to end with the song from Connie's son, called Family. This one's for you, Titan family. This one is for you.
Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, we are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they get feeling, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here. Ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here, family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love me, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids. Tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry. I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.